Let's get into Netflix's newly released big budget action adventure film. Let's talk about it. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing well there, and I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving holiday weekend. I know I sure did. My mom and dad got to come down from Pennsylvania and visit me and my family for a long extended holiday weekend. And we got to sit down and watch this movie. I'm a little behind on this one. Red Notice dropped on Netflix on November 12th. So if you have Netflix and you haven't seen it yet, you can watch it if you'd like. If you have seen it, leave a comment down below and let me know what you thought of this film. And I'm going to give you my thoughts in a few minutes. But first, like, comment, and subscribe. Join me here. I really would appreciate that. Hit the notification bell. That way, every time I upload a video, you'll get notified that it has taken place. Now, on to Red Notice. Now, the script for this film had been around for a little bit. It was actually originally set up at Universal with a $130 million budget. For whatever reason, Netflix or Universal let them take the script to Netflix, and the budget went up to $160 million. Now, this movie's an hour and 58 minutes long and $160 million budget, and this movie reunites Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson with Rawson Marshall Thurber as his writer and director. He wrote and directed this film, and they worked together on Central Intelligence, where The Rock and Kevin Hart were the stars of that film, and Skyscraper. So this is their third collaboration. And Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson plays John Hartley in this film. Ryan Reynolds plays this art thief, and his name is Nolan Booth, and Gal Gadot plays the Bishop. This film is very simple in setup, so let's get into it a little bit of the plot. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is a law enforcement officer for the United States government. He's working in conjunction with Interpol, and they're trying to catch Ryan Reynolds' character, who's this renowned art thief, and try to find out who the Bishop is, who's this secretive art thief that brokers these deals and steals things herself. Or they don't even know if it's a he or a she. I just gave away a spoiler, but this movie's been out for a few weeks, so I'm going to spoil some things. And he catches him at this heist in a pretty good, well-shot action scene, chase scene. But meanwhile, The Rock's character gets set up and ends up going to prison with Ryan Reynolds' character in a pretty funny scene. They have to break out to clear John Hartley's name, and Ryan Reynolds is hoping he could parlay in helping him a little bit with the law enforcement. So they break out of prison in a pretty cool escape scene, and are after trying to find out who this Bishop is. And eventually they catch up with her, which is Gal Gadot's character, the lovely Gal Gadot. She looks lovely in this film. And there's a twist about 3/4 of the way through where The Rock's character really isn't, he is a law enforcement officer, but he's also working in conjunction with the Bishop because they are a couple and they're trying to steal this object, this egg. And Ryan Reynolds is kind of caught in the middle of this, and then the film ends by leaving the door open for a sequel. I actually didn't really care for the ending all that much, but let's get into this film a little bit. This movie's a light and breezy time watching a film. It doesn't require you to think all that much. It has some flashy action sequences, which are pretty well handled by Ross Thurber here. They're well shot, and most of the action looks like it was done practically. There is some CGI utilization, obviously, but a lot of it looked like it was done practically, which I always appreciate. Now, the three leads here. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has charisma for days, and Ryan Reynolds has charisma for days as well. And they're not stretching here at all. I mean, they're playing basically characters they've played a million times before. But I like them together. They have good charisma together. I like to see them in more of a serious R-rated movie. I think that would be really cool. But here, they're good. They're really good. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is very charismatic. The banter between him and Ryan Reynolds is freaking hilarious. It was what you would expect from a film like this. And Gal Gadot is lovely, and she is good in this film for what she's given to do, which isn't very much. I mean, yeah, she's kind of this mysterious character until she's revealed. And then when the twist comes in that her and The Rock's character are together, and they kind of used Ryan Reynolds' character to get this object. I saw this twist coming fairly early on once, you know, the plot got going. It's not very difficult to figure out what was going on. And when it happens, it's like, oh, that's what I figured. But, again, the ending was a little disappointing. I didn't think it resolved itself. It was more like a setup film to another sequel or to another film, which I thought was totally unnecessary considering what this film is. This film reminds me of a late 90s, early 2000s big blood budget adventure action movie. It's kind of what it reminds me of. It's globetrotting, goes to different, you know, locations around the world. There's big action set pieces. And again, Thurber handles the action pretty good. The camera's always moving, but it's not too quick cut. You can see what's going on. It's framed nicely. There's nothing mind-blowing about it. It's not the greatest action film or greatest adventure film I've ever seen, but given the three leads in it, it's slickly made. There's some good some cool action scenes. It's an easy watch. It was an easy, enjoyable watch. It won't go in my top 20 favorite action films of all time. Probably won't even go in the top 100 action films of all time. But it's an easy, turn your brain off, enjoy the film because the three leads are great. And just enjoy yourself. That's all it really requires. It doesn't require to think about the film too much. The plot's fairly simple, fairly standard. Heist plot with some big action sequences. It's almost like Ocean's 11, but jacked up to 11 on action, because Ocean's 11 didn't have a lot of action in it, but it does. I mean, there's several different big action set pieces. And Ryan Reynolds and The Rock handle themselves nicely, and Gal Gadot she's in the movie, but not as much as Ryan Reynolds and The Rock. They're the main leads of this film. Now, like I said, the film had a budget of $160 million. Each of the main stars got a $20 million paycheck. It's reported online anyway that they each got $20 million. So a lot of the budget went towards salaries, which what I figured. I mean, the film looks nice. You could tell they shot in real locations. Sometimes they faked it in Georgia for exotic locations. But the movie looks good. And again, Thurber keeps the camera moving. It keeps the plot moving. It doesn't drag at all. It's a good time at the movies or sitting on your couch watching a movie. Again, it doesn't make you think too much about it. It's just turn your brain off and watch three actors that you may like a lot. I mean, there's eye candy for the women with The Rock and Ryan Reynolds, and there's eye candy for the men with Gal Gadot. And they make a good team threesome together. I mean, they're good on screen together. They have good banter, and I enjoyed it for what it was. It's not the best thing I've ever seen, but overall, I would give this film a 7 out of 10. I think it's a decent little action adventure film, and I didn't hate myself for watching it. Again, although I don't, a day after watching, you may forget some things. It's a little bit forgettable, but overall, it's a fun time. So yeah, 7 out of 10 for Red Notice. Have you seen this film yet? Leave a comment down below. Let me know. Hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, share this video. I would appreciate that. I'll be back later in the week with another review, but until then, bye.